there. This is Andi. I am here with Mr. and Miss Wade. Thank you both so much for joining me. I've been really excited to kind of connect with both of you and hear a bit more about your journey. But let's get started. Why don't you guys tell me just a little bit about yourself? Where do you guys currently reside? What do you guys do for kind of your day jobs? I'd love to hear a bit more.
All right.
Go ahead, baby.
All right. Well, I guess I'll get started and then my husband, Mahdi, can jump in as well. So I'm Grace Wade. So we live in Batavia, Ohio, not too far from Cincinnati. I guess we're no longer newlyweds. We got married last year in August. So doing some big things. We're a blended family. We've got 8 kids. Between the two of us, we've got an 8-month-old, we have a 5-year-old, we got an 11-year-old, a 13-year-old, 16, 18, 20, and 23.
Full
So
house.
full house. And then in addition to, just having a big family and trying not to go crazy there, we both have full-time jobs. And of course, on top of that, we joined the 1%. So yeah, I mean, we never a dull moment, but we just decided, there's never a good time to be an entrepreneur and to start building wealth for your family. So busy or not, we were like, you know what, let's do it. Our baby is 8 months old, but I had 6 months off with maternity leave, and so I vowed to myself and my husband, my New Year's resolution. I was like, look, I may be on maternity leave, but I'm going to be cranking. I need to get our business up and running. I started our first LLC, got all that incorporated, got the ball in motion. Thankfully found the 1% because there's a lot of B&B helpers out there.
Sure.
Fortunately for us, I stumbled upon the 1%, which I feel like you guys are the real deal. So, I shared it with Mahdi and he was like, yeah, I agree. Let's do it. So yeah, we joined the 1%, I want to say back in June, July. And then pretty quickly, your acquisition team was able to find us a property in College Station. And then we got a discount to get a second property. So we hopped on that. So now we actually have 2 live properties, super exciting in a very short amount of time. One in College Station. We have one in Kissimmee that we just launched, super exciting near Disney, and then got another discount. So we have asked for a third property, and our acquisition team is currently looking for one in Cincinnati for us. We just really want to have one that's close to home we can literally drive to. So we're in search of that. So we've got 2 that we launched, and we have one that we're still searching.
Amazing. And remind me, when did you guys officially join the program?
I believe it was beginning of July.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty big. What, it's October. We one property in September, launched the other one in October. So yeah, love the done for you model because it enables you to work quickly, like from the time you have your lease to the time you open your doors. I mean, there isn't that much downtime, which is great.
Yeah, I can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I will say this, between because I sell life insurance. I work for a union life insurance company, and now I'm, just starting this chaplaincy program. If it wasn't for this company, we just don't have enough time in the day, to do this. But 1%, you guys make it so turnkey. You do a lot of the work up front, which makes it a lot easier for us as business owners, as parents. You make it a lot easier for us to do it on the back end, because all we have to do is just manage it after that. So I love it. I'm glad we chose you guys to go with, chose the 1% to go with. And it's just been nice. This week we actually went to one of our properties to stay there just to see, what is it that we would change, so that, I wouldn't want to stay. If I don't want to stay there, I can't expect somebody else to want to, stay at the property. So
Sure.
it's definitely been a pleasant experience with the whole process. Everybody is professional. doing exactly what they say they're gonna do, and we really appreciate it.
Well, you guys have both certainly been a joy to work with, right? Grace's energy, her excitement in the chats, it's been so
Mm-hmm.
nice to kind of build upon that and be a part of that. And it's really, I mean, I hope you guys really recognize how impressive it is that you guys have really just hit the ground running, right? You guys have kind of set aside any nerves and just really, I mean, the way that you've been building this business is quite impressive, right? And that commitment to really just going head first into it is very impressive to see. So hopefully you guys are both patting yourselves back on the back, because I know
Well,
it's easy to start a new business.
listen, I can't pat myself on the back. That lady on the other end, that's my hero. She's the one that's is out here doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but listen, she can pat herself, but I'm patting her back right along with her. So, thank you, baby, for finding this opportunity, and listening to the voice of God, and being obedient and doing this, because yeah, I credit her.
Mm.
She's the one. I'm just trying to fit in. That's it.
She's superwoman and she does it with a smile for
Yes, she
sure.
is. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Yeah. So what I do love is we are a team. So I think anything, I'm like, okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Let's do this. Let's do that. So it is, I think it's way more comforting to do it with somebody else. I mean, not everyone has that advantage to have a supportive husband, but fortunately we do it together. It's great.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you probably maybe looked at a few different programs. What was it that made the 1% kind of stand out for you, Grace?
Yeah, it's interesting because the first program I found, I can't remember the name, it had B&B in it. One of your competitors.
Oh, I remember, but I mean, I don't know if you want me to drop names, but yeah, I remember.
We'll let them, we won't call them out. We'll acknowledge that maybe they weren't as great as a company.
Hmm.
So we found them. So they cost more than
Okay.
what cost number one, but you got a lot less.
Mm.
Actually, Mahadi was big about it. I was like, hey, we want to get into real estate, rental arbitrage. I think that's where it's at. And he's like, okay, well, let's look at reviews of this company you found. Which was good because we looked at reviews and they were not good. And the reviews said, you're paying a lot for a program, but it was a canned type of purchase where you're getting a whole bunch of pre-recorded coursework and classes. It's hard to actually talk to someone. They promise coaching. There is no coaching. You get, the templated leases, you get a whole bunch of documentation, but you do all the work yourself, right? No one's talking to the landlord for you. You're basically going, making all the calls yourself. It was not a done for you model, but it costs more, and you didn't have a team that you could talk to help you. Right. So, I mean, it was, once we did that research, I was, oh my gosh, I'm glad we looked at the reviews. Well, there were a whole bunch of reviews like, I'm trying to get my money back. They promised me my money back. If I didn't like it, they won't give me my money back. Like, it was a disaster.
Oh,
Right.
dodged a bullet on that one then.
Yes, I was just so thankful we didn't pick that company, and how the cookies follow you. So once you start doing certain searches and research and YouTube, all of a sudden I started seeing your ads. And I was like, oh my gosh, Mahadi, I think this might be the one. We
Yeah.
of course we did our research and we had our call, and we felt like, okay, we're just thankful we found you guys. You guys are the yeah.
Love it. We're grateful you found us. It's been fun to work together. So two properties already launched. We got College Station. We've got the Kissimmee
Yes.
property. So you used our
Yes.
interior design team on both, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
How was that? Tell me about your experience using the interior design team.
Let's see. So interior design. So I guess I'll start with College Station. So we launched that property first. What I love about it is, basically we just say the vision, right? We filled out a spreadsheet. We met with the design leader and said, hey, here are the paths that we want. Here's kind of the inspiration. And our designer just ran with it. So he ran with the vision, created his own kind of vision. And I thought he executed really nicely. Mahadi mentioned this before, but we visited for the first time. Had two guests before we were able to go visit, and like the design was popping. It was really nice. So he did a great job. Yeah, I don't know, Mahdi, if you have anything to add.
No, I was just impressed by the whole, process. We let the experts do what experts do, they are experts in that field, and they lived up to it. I was really impressed with I love the Texas, what happened, with the Kissimmee, College Station property, but I really love the what we did in Florida with the whole Moana theme, and the uh theater, the outdoor theater pool. That was nice. I'm just excited about what I can't wait my own self to stay in the visit the Florida property. I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. You
Well,
know,
the whole family, you certainly got, you got to bring them to see the Moana and experience all that Disney has to offer, right?
Absolutely.
listen, they mess around, they'll just be hearing about it from me because I'm excited. I can't wait to go.
Actually, I agree with that. I think you leave the kiddos at home. You two have been
Yeah,
working so hard. You
yeah.
deserve your getaway.
There you go. There you go.
Too funny. So, how's it been kind of handling guests for the first time? How's it been managing reservations? Have your guests been perceiving the properties?
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. I mean, we were blessed and super thankful, especially in College Station, because there were a couple of hiccups, like a little utility hiccup on the first guest. Second guest had some, gentle suggestions, which I'm like, oh my gosh, of course we need to do that, right? Just
Mhm.
hadn't been to the property before, so we didn't know what we didn't know, honestly.
Yeah.
And they were just very gracious. So the first guest, she actually manages short-term rentals herself. So
Mm.
lady hiccup, she's like, you know what, this is such a charming property, don't worry about it, I mean, you tried so hard, everything's great, we're going to be 5 stars anyway. I was like, oh, amen. So that was.
Love those guests. When you get the chance to host another super host, it's nice because they can kind of
Oh,
give you the inside scoop, help you kind of, in the beginning, it's so much about learning your market, learning your guest. Anytime you can treat it as kind of a living, breathing thing of let's accommodate to what people are looking for, that's always a great place to be. So glad to hear they were able to kind of give suggestions, but still, hey, we want those 5-star reviews, right?
Yeah, I love it. And the second guest, similar, she gave us some suggestions, which we immediately implemented, right? So we feedback, right? It really truly is. So she had some suggestions on, you don't have enough trash cans, you should put of course, why not? Or
Yeah.
you should have like little tiny shampoos and conditioners. Of course, why not? So I immediately bought them. We sent them there. Mahadi and I went to visit for the first time, and we got everything because we want it to be good, but we really want it to be great, right? So her suggestions are going to make it great for the next guest and the next guest. So, but they both gave us 5 stars. Amen.
Love it.
I
Yeah. And
could have
you're
been.
building your reputation, right? You're building your reputation as a host. You're building, I mean, you're really, the portfolio you're building is going to be following you so much. So all those little decisions to be that next level host is just going to be help you that much more in the long run. And you're already so service oriented. You're already so engaging. I'm sure the guests are loving kind of getting to chat with you and feel like they're taken care of.
Yeah,
oh,
no, I
listen, I live
certainly.
with the hospitality queen. Okay. The hospitality queen, she's always coming up with new ideas, and let's write a welcome letter, and we got a snack bar for them. I'm just excited, and I'm waiting to see what how we gonna welcome the guests in Florida.
Mhm.
But yeah, I live with the hospitality queen. You know,
This is the Grace fan club. I'm here on it. I see just
yeah,
the brief little tidbits of what she has planned. I'm like, oh, they're gonna do fantastic. They're building an empire over there. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
love it. Awesome. Well, I imagine at some point, like in the decision process, you guys probably were wondering, like, is this the right fit? Is this the right direction? What would you guys say to someone who maybe is on the fence of wondering, is this the business to get involved in? Is this the right choice? What would you kind of say to them?
Um, a lot of what I looked at when I did the research, I created a business plan before I even joined the 1%.
Mhm.
The market is there, right? Because sometimes, when you're looking at different businesses, you say, well, I don't know, like, will it be profitable? Like, will there be customers? In this case, yes. We know there were going to be guests. It's just a matter of, for us, the apprehension was more, it wasn't so much, should we get into this business? The apprehension was, how do we guarantee that the houses that we get to get into the business will be profitable, right?
Sure.
An Airbnb, but you don't want to go under, right? You got to at least make a profit.
Yes.
And so we just felt like the 1%, we just love the model and the research that your team does to make sure properties that you find based off of the comps in the area, Air DNA, all of the data and the research that you do, you guys are giving us leases, or presenting us with properties, and it's our choice if we want to accept the lease or not. You're presenting us with properties that you feel have a high likelihood to generate a profit. So I would say, if someone is debating on whether they should do this on their own versus with you, I would say, like, if we had to do this on our own, we probably wouldn't be successful. I would say part of our success is, obviously our partnership with the 1%, just the scrutiny and the meticulousness that you guys put in the property searches, just to make sure that they're the right properties.
I would say this. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I would say this. Everybody that I tell, my friends, my family, the one response that I always get, I wanted to do that. My wife wanted to do that. And my response to that is, you can either stand on the sidelines and cheer for other people that are in the game, or you can get in the game and let other people cheer for you. But as long as you stay indecisive, a year is going to go by. Somebody's going to get in, and then another year is going to go by, and you're still standing on the sidelines. Get in the game, because this is where it's at.
Now that is the 1% mindset. I love it.
Yep.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, I greatly appreciate both of your time. It is such a pleasure to kind of hear how your journey's been. And I'm just excited for property 3. I can't wait to see where you land. I can't wait to see what magic we do with design. I can't wait to see what magic you do with the guest services side of thing. It's just so much excitement about what's to come for both of you. So very excited.
Hey, we're excited.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes,
well,
we are.
I appreciate both of your time, and excited to follow along on the next one.